Thank you for sitting in with me.
You're welcome, honey. Okay, you stumped me on that one. That wasn't part of the question. I mean, I'm living proof that this is workable.
I am so happy that this has changed your
Yes,
life.
it has.
So,
It has, and I appreciate it
so
so
this
much.
is real. Hey everybody, it's Manda here, and this week I have a special guest. So I have mentioned my mom in some other videos, so this week I'm kind of doing a Q&A with her just to see how the program has worked for her, so you guys can have another point of view of not only my experience, but her experience too, because like I've mentioned, I am on the Nursing Moms plan and she is on a different plan. So this is just to be more informative to you and to kind of give you a little bit more insight of how she has worked through this program and overcome so many obstacles. So my mom has been on this program for 8 weeks now. She's going into her 9th week. So she's actually transitioned out of the 5-in-1 plan and transitioning into more of a 3-in-3. So Mom, can you just tell me a little bit about what you lost in the first month in weight in inches?
Okay, in the first month, I lost 13 pounds, and I've lost 15 and a half inches, and 5 inches was just in my waist.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So how do you feel?
I feel really good. I have more energy now than I've had in a long time.
Can you tell me how you felt in your first week on the program?
Yes, in the first week, let me just start off by saying that I'm a very nervous person and I'm a stress eater. So when I had to begin this program, I was a little overwhelmed, especially with the reading part. But once I was starting to plan my first week, it was just so easy. My mind was just at ease. The program is just so well organized. The journal, the guide, just how to track your daily fuelings, and
We have a guest.
yes.
We have another guest.
And it was very helpful with the daily coaching, that every day in the first week you would get a call. So just right from the very beginning, it was, well, am I doing the program correctly? Is everything working out? And actually I never felt hungry. I felt I had more energy. I was very well hydrated all the time and very well rested. And I get up at 3:45 every morning, and I just felt really good.
Great. So what would you say was the biggest challenge?
I think the biggest challenge was at first my coffee, because I love lots of creamer in my coffee. So I had to figure that out. And when I figured it out with you as my, helping me learning the condiments, that, I just replaced, using the cashew milk and a little bit of creamer, and I actually love my coffee even more now.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, like I've mentioned, the little bit of changes that you can have can make a huge difference. So that's great to hear that. And my coach is one who actually gave me that advice. I've always been someone who's liked almond milk, so it wasn't a problem for me. And I'm not a coffee drinker, so that doesn't affect me. So, but that is what, when we talk about community, that's what it's about. You have so many resources and people to help you through this program. So can you explain that to me, how the community has helped you?
The community, it's, you have so much support. Certain things at the very beginning, you can email. They'll email, because I had, like I said, with the creamer, it was like I had no idea, because I was using so much of it. And then it was like, and they would respond right away. And then the Facebook page, you learn so much from them too, and people going through this journey with you, especially beginning, on how they feel.
Right. I feel like that's one of the biggest inspirations is just seeing everybody else going through it. So, because in your household, I mean, Dad wasn't going through it, and I was going through something completely different. So, it's nice to see what these people are going through. So, with the 5-in-1, you eat 5 fuelings a day, and then you have 1 lean and green.
Yes.
Can you tell me what your lean and green was like with preparing that and kind of how you picked those options of what you were going to eat?
Well, I'm a very visual person too. So what I would do is I would go through the guide and I would pick, what I was going to have for my lean and green, and then I was able to portion it, on was I allowed to have healthy fats, was I not allowed to have healthy fats. So once I would put everything together, and then my green part, which is my carbohydrates, so put all those together, then I would take a picture of it and I would write it all down. Just because if I was ever out, I would know exactly, because I wouldn't have my measuring cup or something like that. So I could just portion it.
Yeah, so the guide is amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
Just to let you know what you can eat and how much to eat. I mean,
it is like I said before, it is so well organized, and it taught me a lot. It really did.
Yeah, so outside of yourself learning that, how do you feel like it's changed your household?
We eat better, and there was one other challenge that I had when you had said about the challenge, but the other one was I thought it was going to be a big challenge about the alcohol.
So what have you changed about that?
I used to love to go out and sit on my patio, especially on a beautiful day, and I would have an adult beverage and sit and watch TV. I loved it. I loved doing that. But I just changed by replacing that with a smoothie, which one of my favorites is the yogurt berry blast smoothie. And it's amazing, especially if you add ice to it. It's amazing. So I basically just put a bad habit and replaced it with a good habit.
Yeah.
And it's so much better. It tastes so much better. I feel so much better.
So when you started this program, you had told me and my coach, Lori, that you wanted to lose 15 pounds. So you lost 13 pounds in your first month. We're now 8 weeks in. So what do you plan on doing to celebrate that now you've hit your goal?
Well, I think fitting into my clothes, my old clothes that I have not worn in years, for me has been celebration enough. My husband is really celebrating because I don't have to spend money to buy new clothes.
And anyone who knows my mom knows she loves to buy clothes. So she might not be buying nearly as many shoes anymore. It might be more clothes. So that is definitely very exciting because she kept those clothes and does not have to replace them. So that is awesome. So my next question is transitioning. So now that you've done the program for 8 weeks, which this program can go longer than 8 weeks. It depends on what your goal weight is. So I don't want to say it's an 8-week program. It's not. That's just how long it took her to get to her goal weight, and she was ready to transition into eating more food groups. So how is it transitioning out of the 5-in-1, and what were challenges for you for transitioning out of that to transitioning more into a normal eating habit?
Like I said, I'm a nervous person, so I was very anxious because I have lost the weight that I wanted to lose, and I feel really good, and now it's kind of going back into my
Normalcy.
Right. I just gonna continue. It feels good, but I'm just gonna continue to focus on not what I'm giving up, but what I'm gaining, which is just a healthy way of eating and living.
Can you tell me how transitioning has worked for you so far?
Well, the guide is very helpful, and the coaching, you calling me. So it's very easy to follow the guide. It goes by, as you transition in your first week, what you add, and then I'm on my second week of transition. So now it's saying what more things that you can add, and kind of taking away the fuelings, which now basically I'm on 4 fuelings a day. So, yeah, the guide and the coaching, it's very helpful.
And with only being on 4 fuelings a day and eating more, because you're incorporating more food into your diet, do you feel hungry or do you still feel the same?
I feel the same. I don't feel hungry.
Any cravings?
No bad cravings, as in, because I think I've replaced things. Like I said, one of my biggest cravings was pizza, but I found out cauliflower rice is wonderful, and now with a lot of my foods, I'm just going to replace cauliflower rice with my breads and my tacos.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, we've definitely incorporated some cauliflower into a lot of our meals. I personally do not like cauliflower rice, but the pizza crust and the sandwich thins are really, really good, so I would definitely recommend those. So now that we've talked about the program a little bit, and I know that you've yo-yoed on diets just like I have all throughout the years, how would you compare this program to any other program or diet that you've done?
Well, I think one of the biggest thing is the support, because I've been yo-yoed and I've done things before, but I've always went back to basically eating bad, doing the bad habits, and I really didn't have the support that I have now on continuing with this. It's a mind-setting change.
Yeah.
It just is, and this is the first time I've ever felt this passionate about changing my life.
Yeah. So with you saying that, what would you say to someone who is considering this program but maybe hasn't taken the leap to try it, or maybe someone who's just kind of at a halt like we've been in life, where like, what are we going to do? Like, we're tired of having this weight on us. Like, we just want to get it off. We want to feel better. We want to do more with our family and have more energy. What would you tell that person?
Number one, this program is so easy. It's so well organized. It's so easy with the guide. It's workable. I mean, I'm living proof that this is workable. And you feel amazing. You feel amazing, and it's so convenient, especially on the go. If you're on the go and you're working, like I said, I get up really early in the morning, and it's just worked out. I plan everything. I throw it in my lunchbox, and I go.
We've talked about the community, we've talked about coaching, we've talked about the eating, the fuelings. We haven't really talked about the habits of health, but you've continuously said that your mindset has changed, which really is what the habits of health is in a nutshell. You literally have to change your mindset to want to change your lifestyle. And you've replaced these good habits, you've replaced these bad habits with good habits. So with saying all of that, I know that when I started this program, it was a big leap for me, and I know you kind of second guessed what I was doing, like, oh no, she's going to do another yo-yo diet. So you've always supported me and always wanted good things for me, so I love you for that, and I thank you for that. And I am so happy that this has changed your life.
Okay.
So
it has, and I appreciate it so
this
much.
is real. But I know many people have asked you about this program, and this was my way of paying it forward by not tricking you into something, but kind of tricking you into it in the beginning. So who do you feel would be a good person, and you don't have to say a name, but who do you feel is a good fit for this program to kind of pay it forward?
Well, I have actually, I'm not going to name a name, but he's going to know probably, but my father-in-law, because I talk to them on Wednesdays all the time. I was when they were in town. And I think it's just, I was kind of rubbing off on him. Like I said, you had told me from the beginning, and I was like, yeah, okay, I don't really have to, I can kind of cheat here, do this, do that. but you really can't. I followed the program, and it did. It changed my life, and I tell them about it. I was telling them about it, my in-laws, and I think I might have rubbed off on him. I think he sees what I was going through, and he knows that I have your support, and he would have my support.
Yeah.
And we, as a family, so I really do. And
yeah, it really is. It's not, I've discussed this before, it's not about the weight loss. That's amazing. It truly is. It's great to have the weight off. But it's really about changing your habits and incorporating these fun, healthy things into your lifestyle, like sending a picture of a cauliflower pizza and saying, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Or me sending pictures of vegetables or doing vegetable of the week videos because I hated vegetables. So I think that this has been fun for our family. I think that it's changed our family in a lot of different ways, and that's kind of why we're going in a different direction. So you're not just seeing my change, you're seeing the change of my mom. Hopefully there's going to be more people that get comfortable with getting behind a camera because she was a hard one to crack. So hopefully other people that are going through this program will be willing to sit down and talk with me so that they can share their story too, because everybody goes through a different experience. Everybody has different challenges. My challenge was not alcohol. But like my mom said, that used to be one of her enjoyments that she would do on a weekend, and now she's replaced it with a good habit. So thank you for hanging out and giving me all your answers. I know you're nervous, Nellie. So and I'm used to doing this alone, so I was a little bit nervous today too. But as always, remember to like and subscribe, and definitely check out my Vegetable of the Week video, and stay tuned for what's next on this journey. Thank you guys. Bye.
bye.